WhispersRed ASM. Hello, this is Emma, and this video is the answers to the Q&A video. Here is my phone. Just check that the microphone's on, and it is. So, I'm going to try and keep the phone a little bit further away from the microphone so that we don't have any feedback, but this is the easiest way to do it, I think. There are 1,153 comments on the video, not all of them questions. Some of them questions are repeated, and some of them people have answered for me very kindly, mostly correctly, and some of them are just people having a chat, which is nice. I'm sitting on a beanbag, by the way. It's the blue one that you've seen before. Very comfortable. Right. I'm just going to keep scrolling and just answer any that pop out, okay? We could be some time. Okay. What is your personal opinion on ASMR becoming more and more popular and talked about? Many people don't understand and feel confused as newcomers. Is it something you feel comfortable with being so known, or do you like having that little secret aspect? Yes, it's nice to have a secret aspect, and it's nice to be part of a small community and all of that. But I really do want ASMR to become more and more popular, and that's because it's just really wonderful finding out that there's a name for your special feeling you've always had. And I remember when I found out, it was a real revelation for me, and it changed my life in a lot of ways, made me feel a lot more connected. I tended to feel a little bit different as I grew up, and it made me understand that my sensitivities are a good thing, and that I'm not the only one who feels that way about things. So I think it's an important thing to be open about ASMR and to spread the word so that other people can experience those good parts as well, you know? It's a good thing to spread love and to be connected to everyone else in the world, all over the world. It's a wonderful thing. Will you be making another singing video? I will, but I have to be very careful, as you may know, with copyright. Because if I made one now, for instance, and it got flagged, my channel would be in big trouble. So I have to be very patient and wait until there aren't any blocks on the channel, and maybe I'll put in a kind of sneaky one somewhere, but shh. Okay. Lots of people having a chat here. Have you ever been to the States? And where would you like to travel to if there was no expense? Well, I've been to the States once. I visited LA. But where would I like to travel to if there was no expense? Well, if there was no expense, I'd travel the whole world. But my first stop would be Thailand, because I've been there before and I loved it so much. I'd love to go back. I'd go to Vietnam. I'd go to Bali. I'd like to visit Bali. There are so many countries I'd like to go and see. What inspired you to do ASMR, and when did you discover it? Well, this is quite a long-ish story. I discovered videos late 2012, I think it was around November, and I'd been a viewer for a few months, and it came to ASMR Day in April the year after, 2013, and I decided to start the ASMR UK Facebook group, and that later became ASMR UK and Ireland. And through that group I started to meet people, and they all had, or most of them had, YouTube channels, and I didn't have one. So it was kind of a way to get to know people, to introduce myself to the community, so that people could look at my channel and see me. There was also a meetup happening. It was the first ever ASMR artist content creator meetup in July or June 2013. It was organised by Ilsa, Water Whispers, and I really wanted to go, but everybody else there was a content creator. So I'd been umming and ahhing about starting a channel, because people would say, oh, what's your channel, and I didn't have one. So I started the channel so that I could go to this meetup as well. And I think when I got to the meetup I had like 2 subscribers or something. But it was absolutely amazing. There were loads of people there, and I just kept staring at everyone thinking, I'm with all these famous people. It was so good. And it was so good to sit down and talk about ASMR and just have a proper full-on conversation about it. I'd never had that before. Yeah, it's really nice. What triggers you the most? That's interesting. I think my favourite trigger for videos is the voice, and I like tapping, crinkly sounds, but I prefer those sounds mixed in with the voice. So I like someone to be talking to me and making sounds at the same time. I love rain sounds in the background. Yeah, those are my favourites. And in day-to-day life, my favourite triggers would be having my hair played with and my back stroked and my arms stroked. And yeah, it's really nice. How old are you? 37? What is your favourite hobby outside of ASMR? Well, I'm so busy making videos and doing day-to-day life that I can't say I have too many hobbies, but I walk my dogs every day in the woods. That's probably a hobby. I like being out in nature, and I like to read, but I don't have much time to read. I like to watch things on Netflix, But other than that, I spend lots of time working and looking after my children and keeping my place clean and all of that. Is YouTube your job, or do you do something else? YouTube is becoming my job. I'd prefer it to be my full time because it's the best. I slowly, since I started the channel, I've been cutting down my work so that I can spend more time making videos. And often people say, "What is your job?" And I understand why. I'd like to be more open and say exactly, but it's not a good idea, because if I did, it wouldn't keep me safe. Let's put it that way. So that's the downside to being on YouTube, I guess, is that I can't be as open as I would be if, say, you and I were having a coffee together. In fact, when I did my Reiki course, this is the level 1 course, I walked in there and straight away I met a few ASMR people, and they watch ASMR videos, and being face to face with them, it was fantastic. You know, we had lots of conversations about what you do, children, you know, where you live and all of that stuff, and speaking and making friends with people, being face to face isn't a big deal. But as you know, talking on a video on YouTube goes all over the world, and the people that watch them, 98%, have good intentions and a good heart, and you never know what the other rest of the percentage are thinking, you know. And when all's said and done, I'm a mother, and I think if there was an animal attached to, associated with the word mother, it would be dragon. So anyone harms my children or anything, if it even comes close, I would turn into a dragon. And if I'd said or done something silly to put them at risk, then I would have to shut down my channel. And I would hate to have to do that, but I would, so that's why I have to make sure that I just be safe. How tall do you weigh? I'm 5'4". I won't tell you my weight because I'm a lady. Are you part of the LGBT community? Do you prefer iced or hot coffee? I prefer hot coffee, and I don't know, am I part of the LGBT community? I think everyone is. We're all part of the whole world community, aren't we? My best friends, I have a very small group of friends, and 2 of them are gay and lived very close to me. I've always had very close gay friends, and had so much fun. I can't even tell you the things that we've got up to, but yeah. And then and below that it says, if you're not part of the community, are you an ally? I love everybody, and I think everyone should be free to live however they choose to live, as long as they don't hurt anybody. Who is your favourite YouTuber that does not do ASMR? That's a good question. I like Lisa Eldridge, but to tell you the truth, I don't really watch many of the YouTubers. I'm sure there's a few. I seem to hear Dan TDM's voice all the time. That's because my little boy watches him, and yeah, he's my probably most watched outside of ASMR, but I don't watch him. I can just hear him in the background. How old are you again? Are your nails natural, or do you wear acrylics? Those are my nails underneath, and I paint hard gel over the top just to give them an extra layer of strength, because my natural nails aren't as strong as other people's. But having said that, since I've been taking the diatomaceous earth, which I made a video on, they've become stronger, so I'm trying to just make sure that the hard gel is thinner each time I apply it, and see how I get on, but they're definitely growing out thicker. Do you dye your hair? Yes, I do. I have like a deep dark red naturally, and I prefer it to be brighter. If you look back on old videos, it's a little bit darker than this, but yeah, I just prefer it to be a stronger red. So, and then there's a big old conversation underneath about my hair. It's really cute. Yeah, I dye my eyebrows actually. It says she probably fills in her brows and makes them a bit darker. I do the same, otherwise my brows are almost invisible. That's true, mine are quite, mine are the same. Mine are very light, almost blonde, so I darken them, and I just prefer them to be like a brown. So, yes. Perhaps she has a reddish undertone in her natural hair, yes. It's very, I had blonde hair when I was little, and then it just got darker, and it's always been really warm. Oh, okay, lots of questions here. What's your favourite trigger? Well, we've talked about that. I understand that it might be a bit difficult considering that she lives in the States, but would you ever consider collaborating with Maria? Of course I would. I think the real question is, would she ever consider collaborating with me? Of course I would. Where do you think ASMR will go next? Can you see any new triggers that are emerging in ASMR videos? ASMR will go next. I don't think ASMR will go. I think ASMR is, and ASMR will just become more accepted by everybody in the world. I think it will be more accepted as a therapeutic practice and a way to be calm, a way to live a little bit more in the now, to notice things, to look inward and learn a bit more responsibility for oneself and others. I think it's we have to look at the whole self. We have to have an holistic attitude to our health and our mental health, physical health, and we all need ways to not just nourish our bodies with food, but nourish our minds and nourish our souls, and just find ways to keep ourselves calm so that we can make the right decisions in life and show kindness to others. So I think that's where ASMR will go. it just will become more accepted, and I'm doing my best along with many other people to allow that to be. Okay, who are your top 5 favourite ASM artists? Well, I don't have a top 5 or a top anything really, I just have lots of them that I like. I'll tell you who I'm falling asleep to at the moment. At the moment, or last night in fact, I fell asleep to ASMR Mania, Alicia, and that the video that she made, the secretary video, oh my gosh, I just there are so many of her videos that I love, absolutely love, and she just hits the spot so many times. She's so sometimes I don't really know if she understands how triggering she is, but she's very, very natural at it. And yeah, the secretary video, I've been watching that, and the very first line, I just want to give her a big squeeze because she's so cute. And before she comes on to the camera, she's standing behind the camera and she says, "Can I come in, boss? Can I come in, boss?" And it's so cute. So if you've not seen that video, watch it. ASMR Mania. I listen to Somni ASMR, ASMR Therapist, Rosca Bell Rabbit, and lots and lots of others. Obviously, I always listen to as well the ones that are the most viewed, but I'd quite like to show a bit of love to the other girls. Is it me, or do I hear some Aussie Kiwi in your accent sometimes? No, I'm English through and through, but I grew up in the north, and I've lived in the north of England, and I've lived in the south for many, many years, so I'm kind of mixed up. When I go up north, I speak really northern, and when I'm down south, I'm a mixture, and quite often on videos I'm a lot clearer and I sound a little bit more posh, just because I'm aware that I need to be understood. When I'm speaking slowly, I speak nice and clearly as much as I can. And then there's a big old chat about accents here. And then someone had a go at saying, can you please stop answering the questions? What's the point in ever doing a Q&A if you're going to answer the questions? How many children do you have, and how old are they? I have 2. But for obvious reasons I won't tell you how old they are. I have a daughter who's the oldest and a son who's the youngest. Who is your favourite musical artist, and what would be your desert island discs? Oh man, this is a good question. My favourite song of all time is Afterglow by the Small Faces. That song makes me cry. It would have to be that one, and I'd have to take a Morrissey song with me. I'm not sure which one that would be. I don't know, that'd be really hard if I could only take one Smiths or Morrissey song. I'm not sure which one it would be. I love his voice so much. His voice makes me cry too. I'd have to take a John Lennon song with me. I'd have to take some Jimi Hendrix, some Janis Joplin, I'd definitely take Aretha Franklin with me, but there are so many good songs I can't tell you. One of my favourite albums of all time is Blue by Joni Mitchell. That's amazing. And I'd have to take Tori Amos with me as well. Little Earthquakes, probably. Would you ever consider colouring your entire hair blonde? I did dye it blonde once, but that was when I was in high school. I did a really bad job of it too. What was your first ASMR experience? I don't remember a first experience. I've just always experienced it, and it's just always been a part of my life. I do remember times as a child, lots of them really, eye tests, haircuts in the class when the teacher would come over behind to look at my work and speak quietly, having my hair played with, lots and lots and lots of different times. There's some funny ones. What are your dogs' names? How long have you had them? I have two dogs, BB and Boo. And how old are they now? I think they must be about 2.5. Gosh, I can't remember. What part of England do you live in? And do you think you'll make another video with you singing? I live in London, and where it's very noisy. And do you think you'll be making another video? Yes, I will, but as I said before, I shall leave it a while. Will there be a comeback of Dr. Feelgood or Dr. Red in the near future? Of course there will. Okay. How old are you? What is your profession? 37, which I've said, and the profession thing, I already explained that. Hobbies, favourite food. My favourite food would be salads. I love a salad. If you could go anywhere place in the world, where would it be? I know you use Mad Hippie oil, but I'd love to know the rest of the products you use. I do use Mad Hippie, but there's also a company I found in England called Nourish, which I really, really like. So I'll make another show and tell type video. Why not? Relax for a while. I think she's an ASMR channel. This question was once asked of me. What advice would you give your younger self? My younger self needed a lot of help, let's just put it that way, and I didn't exactly have anyone to give me the advice that I needed. I had to learn a lot of things on my own. So I would love a chance to go back to my younger self, and I would just tell myself a few little stories of things that have happened and as examples, and I would say, you're going to be okay, so don't worry. And yeah, it's really hard growing up, isn't it? I would tell myself to have more confidence, to believe in myself more, to listen to myself more, and just to take some time and go slow. and I think that would have helped me. How do you explain ASMR to friends or family? Has anyone close to you dismissed your ASMR videos as a joke or a weird thing? Well, I explain ASMR videos to friends and family, and I explain it with as much confidence as I can. It's a lot easier now because I've been doing it a long time, but when I first started I didn't tell anybody. And then it came to the point where I just thought to myself, I either stop or I do my best, and I do it with pride. So I decided to do my best and to do it with pride, and to speak about it with as much passion and love and gusto as I could muster. And most of the time, if you explain it to people in that way, with confidence, then they will listen and they will respect what you have to say. They may not like it, but that doesn't matter. The point is that they need to be happy for you and be understanding of you, and know that whatever it is that's making you happy is a good thing, and they need to be supportive. Has anyone close to you dismissed your ASMR videos as a joke or a weird thing? Definitely. I have a few different friends now than I did when I first started. It's a long story and I won't go into it, but all I can say is that people need to accept you for who you are, and if they can't, then it might mean that they don't really know who you are, and the picture of who they think you are isn't exactly who you actually are, if that makes sense. And it's very important to be as authentic as you possibly can, and then you will attract the right people in your life. So if you lose a friend or someone close to you because of something as simple as enjoying ASMR videos to help you sleep or relax, then I have to say that those people aren't the right people for you. And if it's family, then I think what you need to do is just accept that they don't accept it, and you have to stay strong and stay positive and be understanding of their non-acceptance and understanding of sometimes people's ignorance. And you'll find that as long as you can find peace within yourself, then good things will happen around you. Just like they did for me. It is a very long story, but it all came good in the end. Just like it would for you, okay? Let's see. Are you vegetarian or vegan by chance? If not, can you see possibly embracing it in the future? Well, when I was 18, I became vegetarian fully, and when I think I was pregnant with my daughter, I think, I decided to have a little bit of chicken, which was really weird at first, and I had a little bit of fish. So, and since then, I will eat organic chicken, and I will have some fish. I don't have a huge amount of it, but I will eat a bit. And the reason why is because I don't believe you should eat anything that you're not prepared to kill yourself. And if I think I could kill a chicken, then I'll eat one. If I think I could kill a fish, I will eat one, but I can tell you for sure that I wouldn't be able to kill anything else. But I can see myself going fully vegetarian again. I can even see myself becoming vegan at some point, as I become more and more conscious in my life. I tend to be a bit more aware of what's going on around me. So this is a long video, isn't it? Would you ever do a sort of what's in my purse I have? Something else of what's inside. I'll have a look around and see if there are any little boxes that I haven't used in a video. Can you make more videos on your children's ASMR channel? Yes, I can. And I wish I had more time to upload regularly onto that channel. It's really sad that I've not been able to do it, but I will. I definitely will. I'm just having a quick scroll through them. Can animals be affected by ASMR? Definitely. I think animals experience ASMR, and my dogs always fall asleep when I have videos on, or when I'm talking quietly to them. Dusk Whispers ASMR, she said, what is your favourite ASMR trigger? I've kind of said that, but which is your favourite to perform? I think I enjoy soft speaking most, because that's my favourite way to connect with people. I love to tap. It's really relaxing actually to do. Would you ever consider making a roleplay that involves typing? Well, I have used a keyboard a few times, but I will make another one if you'd like me to. Hotel check-in or secretary. How does it feel when your fans recognise you on the street? I don't see anyone as a fan, and I don't see myself as famous, so it's really weird if someone comes up to me and says, "Are you Emma?" It's really strange, but it happens quite a lot. Yeah, it's happened quite a few times. The most recent would be in the supermarket. Another time was a girl came to my door, and she didn't expect me to answer the door. It's happened on a train, again in the supermarket, when I went to my Reiki course, like I've said, loads of times. But it's really cool. I love it so much, and I love to meet people and chat to them, and yeah, it's really good. You said a couple of times that you have a son. Does he also experience ASMR? And what is his opinion on you making videos on YouTube? He does experience ASMR. My daughter doesn't, but he does. And he likes it that his mum's on YouTube, because he likes, like I said, Dan TDM, but he's forever telling me how popular Dan TDM is and how many subscribers he's got and how he's got this button and that button, and he thinks that's hilarious to tell me all of that. as if to say he's got more than you, Mum. Okay, tattoos. I have one on my wrist and I have one on the back of my neck. The one on the back of my neck has my children's names on it, and this one here has a word which I'm not able to say, so which is why you never really see it. Can I be your friend? We are friends already. How did you get into the ASMR community? And I've said that. And have you gotten any mail with origami in it? Because I sent that to your PO box. Yes, I did. It's on my desk at the moment, and you wanted me to open it up on camera, so I've kept it on my desk so that I can use it sometime. Thank you very much for sending that. Do you prefer cats or dogs? And how many animals do you have? I love my dogs. I absolutely adore my dogs. I adore all animals. I am a cat person, I have to say. I've always lived with cats, and particularly Siamese cats. I had a Siamese when I first started the channel. Her name was Betty, but she unfortunately passed. She got run over, and that was awful, and I still miss her now. And then I had another one, and she unfortunately is no more. So I'm really scared of getting more cats. My neighbours have them, but for some reason the road outside where I live isn't my friend. In fact, it's the same road that I got run over on. So there we go. I'm not sure about cats. I may have to move first before I can have more cats. Okay. I want to know, what is the best thing or things that has ever happened to you? Wow. I've done a lot of things in my life so far, and I mean a lot. And the best things that have happened to me, it goes probably without saying, and that's my children. But everything else, you see, some of the best things that have happened to me are actually not very nice things, but they have changed me and made a positive difference in my life. I, as I mentioned before, got run over, and I was in hospital over Christmas, and I had 3 or is it 4 operations. This was about 4 and a bit years ago, I think. 4 or 5 years ago. And I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't walk. I went through all of the pain of the operations and the accident and all of that. My children were very young, I couldn't look after them. And afterwards I was diagnosed with PTSD. But that's one of the best things that ever happened to me, funnily enough, because it made me change the way that I live. And I'm not the same person now. I don't behave the same, let's put it that way. And it made a real positive difference to me. So things happen for a reason, and we learn from them. Do you plan out what you're going to say and how you're going to do things before making videos? Also, are you a shy or an outgoing person? Well, if it's a role play, then usually I will plan everything, like the props and the general gist of what's going to happen. Sometimes I will plan the first few things to say and then just make everything else up, or sometimes I will make it all up. Just depends really on what kind of thing it is. And I usually make things up though, I have to say. And are you shy or an outgoing person? I'm a bit of both. I'm what's known as a highly sensitive person, but there's a very small percentage of HSPs that are outgoing, and I'm one of those. So that's it's quite difficult, because if you thrive on the energy of being around other people, and you put yourself out there, and my energy is all over the place. Whenever I'm in a room with other people, my energy is everywhere. I can't control it. It's all over the place. But what happens is, afterwards I'm completely exhausted and I need to hide away for days. So it's quite a difficult way to be. So being on YouTube is quite handy really, because I get to be that way, but it's not too stressful for me. So I'm very, very glad to have this outlet. Do you play any instruments? Well, when I was at school, I used to play the clarinet and the saxophone. In fact, I still have them. I can play a bit of guitar. I started off by playing the recorder. I can play a few chords on the piano, but I never had lessons. I used to play in the orchestra. I used to play in the Lancashire jazz band. That was really good when I was on saxophone. I love to play instruments. I haven't played my wind instruments for quite some time now though, but I should pick them up again one day. What makes you happy? What kind of music do you like? I've kind of said about the music. And what is your zodiac sign? I'm a Capricorn. And what makes me happy? Loads of things make me happy. I am a very happy person. Anything can make me happy. My children make me happy though. But I think it's important to find happiness within yourself. That's the best kind of happiness. You just shouldn't need anyone else to keep you happy. You should find that from yourself. What's your greatest joy of doing ASMR, and what do you feel is your best ASMR video so far? I feel like I've not done my best one. I feel like every single one has something wrong with it. So I'm just going to keep trying. But all I can say is that every time I make one, I do my best at it. So if there are things wrong with it, if there are things that annoy people in there, just know that I did my best. That's all I can do. And I think if I can give that advice to anybody, I would. Whatever you do at any one time, always do your best. And that's all you can do. What is your greatest joy of doing ASMR? There are lots of joys in making videos. The biggest joy is when I know the people that get a lot of goodness from them. That's an amazing thing, because I'm doing something that I love to do. I get some money from the adverts, and the more I make, and the more the years go on, the more the adverts give me, and that's an amazing thing to know that I can do something like this that I enjoy doing so much, and one day it could be my full-time income. But for that to be something so positive for other people, and to be spreading as much love as I possibly can, because love just grows and grows, and that's just an amazing thing. I love it. I absolutely love it. My questions are, when did you first get into the whole ASMR thing, which I've said? What's your favourite time of day to make videos? This is an interesting question because I make better videos in the day because I'm more awake, and if I could film in the daytime then I would every time, but it's not very quiet. So now, the time now, I can't see on the phone, but it's about 11:45 at night time, and it's really quiet. If a car goes past, we'll hear it. If an aeroplane goes over, we'll hear it, and then it will be gone. But if this was the daytime, it would be constant aeroplanes and cars and probably lawnmowers and stuff and dogs and things like that. So if it was like this during the day, then I'd be in heaven. So sometimes people say it's a little bit unkind, but I can see why they say it, and they say, "Oh, you must be really high." But I'm not. It's because it's the middle of the night and I'm exhausted, and but I suppose it contributes to the whole style of ASMR because I'm really sleepy when I talk and my eyes are heavy. So, but the content of what I say is more on point during the day when I'm awake. I make a lot more sense. I love your tea collection videos and your travel agent video. And how do you choose your backgrounds or set lighting? I imagine you choose the darkest ones to help people to sleep, but you sometimes have different lighting and lighter coloured tables or desks for variety, for realism of a role play, to have different textures that create different sounds. Yes, so I like to change things up and make things look different according to how I feel. I like things to be nice and subdued, but I like strong colours as well. So if I'm making a role play, I'd like to put a realistic type of set there, as much as I can anyway. For the lighting, I have the cheapest lighting ever, so I shall think of upgrading that soon. Have you ever travelled outside of your home country? I've been to France. I left home and went to Paris for a while when I was younger. I have been to Cyprus, Turkey, Vietnam, Thailand, to Germany, Portugal, but there are many, many more countries I'd like to visit. I haven't been to Italy yet. I'd like to go there. I've been to Spain. Please tell us about Basket of Tingle Basket fame. Exactly how large is it? How did you acquire it? what is its job when not appearing in videos? And do you know where we can buy a similar basket for ourselves? Actually, the friends I was telling you about, the gay couple that live near to me, that my closest friends, they gave it to me. They were having a clear out, and I saw it by the front door, and they said, if you want it, you can take it. And I was pretty sure I could make use of it, so I did. And when it's not in use, it's actually here. If you can hear that, it's on the floor underneath a table in here, and it's just tucked away ready for when it's needed. It has a few little bits and bobs in there just to keep tidy. Actually, right now we are in my shed, so I film at night in the garden shed, which has some it isn't soundproof by any means, but it has some plasterboard on the walls and some sponge panels on the ceiling and a carpet and curtains all around. And there's, on this wall here, there's a duvet with some curtains over the top of it. So it's very tiny in here, but this is where I film, and I just move all the bits of furniture around according to where I'm going to film. I may show you the rest of the room someday. Why did you pick WhispersRed? I have no idea, to be totally honest. Like I said earlier, I needed a name. I wanted to start a channel just to have a channel and to communicate with people and to turn up to the meetup. And so I just had to think of a name, and I couldn't really think of much of a name that was anything witty or clever or different. I knew that I just wanted to put the word whispers in there because at the time most of the people that had channels were whispers something or other, or whispering or something. It was all whispers this and whispers that, and ASMR. So at the time I was wearing a lot of red lipstick and red nails. That was a bit of a thing for me at the time. So I think I must have just been looking at my hands and just said red. And when I started filming them, I realised that the red lipstick didn't really suit me as much as I thought it did. It was a bit harsh for my face and made my lips look really tiny, and especially on camera didn't really suit me, so I kind of did away with it really. And I suppose people think that it's because of my hair. I suppose it could be. It could be the root chakra, if we're going down that road, which is the basis of everything, the beginning of everything. But let's see. I don't know, maybe it'll become something else, but it really wasn't anything too deep at the time. What is your favourite sound, smell, location? I love the smell of lavender in the garden. I love the smell of wild jasmine. That's probably my favourite. Your favourite sound? I love birdsong. I love the sound of my children laughing. How did you start in ASMR? I've said that. Lots about a job. I do wish that I could be more open, but it wouldn't be the smart thing to do now, would it? Like I said before, if I messed up and attracted the wrong kind of attention, then I'd have to stop making videos, and I never want to do that. Did you take training to have such a wonderful voice? That's so kind. I used to sing when I was younger. I think anyone who practices singing or using their voice for anything, I think that's a really good thing. Helps you to discover yourself a little bit more, helps with your confidence. Everyone has a beautiful voice. Do you sometimes watch your own videos for relaxation? No. I'd feel a bit strange doing that, to be honest. There's a bit here about work, and someone said here, I read online that she used to be a marketing person, but I don't think she is anymore. So when I was interviewed by the Daily Mail, she said to me, what job do you do? And I said the same thing. And she said, well, what is it you used to do? And I said, well, I used to do, I've done lots of jobs, by the way, and one day I may tell you the whole story, but not now. At one point in my life, I worked for different agencies doing marketing work, so I told her that. But I didn't tell her the full story. I used to hand things out, free stuff at stations, and it's a long story anyway. But she decided to call that marketing executive, which I never was. And I said to her, actually, maybe it's not a good idea to call me a marketing executive, seeing as it's not true, but anyway, she did. Are you married? If so, how long? Yeah, that's something that has been a bit of a topic of discussion for a while, because I used to wear a wedding ring and now I don't. I'm not able to explain much about that, to be honest. But I will at some point. I promise I will at some point. It's not a subject I can go into right this minute, but I will at some point. And that's about it. I think I've read most of them. The ones that were repeated were, what's your job? How old are you? And all of that stuff. But I hope that's helped us to kind of connect a bit better, because as I said before, whenever I meet people face to face, it's really, really nice, and we can just be open and talk about everything, and I just wish that I could just sit in a room with you, because I know who most of you are, and I'd sit, we'd have coffee or tea or whatever and just talk about stuff. So it's nice to make a video like this just to talk about stuff. And there are obviously a few things that I can't say in too much detail, but I've never really felt like that's really a problem, because I know that you can see the essence of who I am, and that's really important. It's really important to connect. And through having this channel, I've made connections with lots of like-minded people, and it's been a really lovely experience. And like attracts like, that's all I can say. So we're all friends, and sometimes people write and say, this sounds weird, but I feel like you're my friend. It doesn't sound weird at all. We all are attracted to people who we find a connection with, and that's a good thing about being brave enough to start a channel and just jumping over that barrier and going for it. There's a lot to be said for facing your fears and just doing whatever you can to make the best of yourself and the best of the life that you've got while you've got it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again soon. Lots of love from me. You take care. That's if you've got this far. Good night.